my son Wyatt. So I'm going to do happy. I am so congested right now. Whew. Happy. Okay, now we're looking for Wyatt, who gives me a big word of, hold on, situational. All right, so my son Wyatt passed. Is there something he wants me to do with money from his case, do with / for faith? He goes, she never thinks about herself. She never thinks about herself. He says that in a past life, I would almost question if you were the adult. Excuse me, I'm talking to the wrong person. I almost question if he was the parent. He tells me that he wants you to use it as it. So he says, let's say I get to working age. I don't know how old Wyatt is, but let's say I get to working age. I would contribute. I would pay the electric bill when you can't. I would be there in those small ways. He goes, stop thinking that you're going to get anything back if you invest it in other people's dreams. Okay, so, oh, this person only needs $1,500, and yeah, guess what? I just need first and last month's rent, and I can start a whole fucking business. Doesn't mean it's gonna be successful. Okay, and so don't invest it into other people's dreams. I only have this account. Please block all the other ones. Okay. It's a fake account because they prey on people's emotions, which is something I will never do. So you can only go to katothemedium.com if you want to schedule a session, okay? And so how I feel is I would use this as when you can't make ends meet, a little bit of that, okay? And so, she only has this one. The others fake. Report them. She will DM. Okay, I'm talking to this guy. Hold on. Wyatt goes, but you can feel me. And I go into this bedroom and I sit down and I begin to put my socks on and I'm like, what? Because I think an animal has, maybe my cat, you know, they're so subtle. It's like, indent, Mom. Then I feel a tail, right? And so I sit down, I put my socks on, I feel a small indent, I go to look and nothing is there. He's like, don't you still feel me in those ways? He goes, my shirt's Kato, she can still smell me. She visits me even since I ended up passing. I've seen her in dreams. And he goes, a piece of me, a piece of me. And so I think we may have ashes, a physical thing in honor of his memory to remember him by. And then he wants you to treat whatever money you got from his case like a second income. He goes, for you, for you, for you. Not to invest into a big dream of somebody else, but to provide like he would if he's still here. He's still here is what he wants you to do with it. And he's like, if you've given any money to anybody for whatever reason, okay, but you could, you know, no point in spending money on a Harley that you don't drive, you know? So I'm like, you know, that one time where it feels like you just can't fucking stress through another $200 electric bill? That's what it's for. That's what he says. Because he would want to and will want to provide for you in the moments where it gets difficult for you. So listen, this is your son Wyatt. This man is unconditionally just loving you because you deserve it. You're a mama. He would help. He'd go to work and help you accomplish your dreams, okay? My baby was and is always looking out for me. And I love, Happy Cap, that we can channel your boy. And I feel like he's bitching, but with love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's telling you something you've heard 1,000 effing times. I just want to do right by his fiance, okay? So, I'm not saying you're not doing right by her, but she doesn't need her own debit card to the account, you know? You can do right by her where, you know, you pay her cell phone bill every single month. You pay the kids' cell phone bills every single. It's not, you know, she's sad and needs a new purse. You got it. Because I want you to be, how do I put it? The foundation. So it's not while you guys are in a state of loss, can you obsess about each other? Because money, easy to obsess over. In fact, people kill over it. All right. And so I think that you should be there as in like foundationally with me around, you can't fail. Whether that's take the kids, feed the kids, clothe the kids, help keep the electricity on just like he would, not to put her in a shopping spree because she's sad. Okay. And I don't want you going on a shopping spree if you're sad, okay? And does she still want her living in his place? I think that wherever the flow is even, so I'm okay with her living in the place as long as you're not paying for double rent. You know what I'm saying? So I think that everything is fine where it is, okay. So I don't see anything with you asking that question. I don't see anyone moving or getting out. Does he have kids with this person? I feel like he just wants to provide stability, but stability and overindulging because we're sad is different. Okay. I think you can overindulge somebody and then you're, as good as the money you bring, and I don't want it to be like that. I would rather you not spend it for 5 years, come up with a plan, and then start spending it instead of what do we need right now? Because you're not going to help future you doing that. I think there's a lot of good lessons to learn by having a lot of money for a short amount of time. Okay. Because that's not money we can make again. All right. Let's put it this way, not to be insensitive. Okay, no kids involved, then you have to stop. Does he think it's a good idea for his brothers and family to move in with me? No, because if you got a bunch of money, they're never moving out. I think you should be independent, thinking about yourself. I mean, huge red flag, because everyone's going to move in with you because they think they have money. Everyone is capable of living on their own. You can't undo that. You are going to overindulge people. He does not want to pay everybody's bills, essentially. You need to make sure you're not enabling people because they're sad. There's no shopping sprees because someone's fiance died. There's no free housing. You have to respect the fact that you lost a baby. Okay, cool. I'm not being insensitive to anybody, but you lost a baby. Okay, cool. Somebody lost a boyfriend with no kids involved. Fantastic. Still hard. Take it from a perspective I'm taking. This is a mother. Okay? That person lost a brother. Okay? You lost a baby. Okay? Wildly different. And so you don't need to nurse everything with your life. Okay? You don't need to give all of your resources because other things need to suckle you in a time of need. Everybody's okay to maintain. You won't have any singularity in your life. You'd be surrounded by people all the way till the end. So if that's what you want, great, but nobody else is going to come through with the money thing. If money is the reason people are moving in with you, no. If everyone's going to pay their equal share, I mean, if you won the lottery, I'd move in too. That's the only thing. Well, I can just move in with mom and she's got money from my brother so I don't have to work anymore. Okay, well, it's not your fucking money. It's not a lot of money. Not for money reasons. Good. Equal share. Okay. As long as I really want you to take care of yourself. If taking care of yourself is having companions to live with, great. I really want you to think about yourself, be a little selfish with it, okay? It's so we can do Wyatt wanted and rent the condo out. Yeah, I am at a point where, Mom, if it benefits you solely, if the condo money goes to you, if it's lucrative for you, if it has benefits for you, do it. Do it. But you have to have expectations. You can't just overindulge one son because you lost another one, okay? So don't do that, because you can lazy people, and you can enable them or change them into lesser versions of themselves, because it's all about how you handle a loss, or how you are inspired by a loss. So when you can coddle somebody when they're at a loss, the grief may hold them in that timeline. They may never develop past a point that they need to, because they're held with grief, which is a emotion that holds us in the past, okay? So if you overindulge one son, you're saying, okay, now stop frozen in time where you need me, and they won't feel motivated to do better or create something in their brother's honor. They go, my mom can't lose another son. Suckle, 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 suckle. Like, I don't want that happening. Okay, I do feel that I'm trying to coddle while I'm falling asleep. So I think that as long as you evenly distribute yourself, you should be okay. That's the best way to put that. Evenly distribute yourself, all right? And don't over coddle one because you lost one, because you can still hear that one talking to you, you know? Love you.